We can all learn from this situation. Men and women, we can all learn from this. What's up, everyone? I'm Jonathan Panda. Welcome to my channel. Today, we're going to dissect this situation with Jonathan Majors and I believe his ex-girlfriend now, after what's going on. Now, I'm not going to break down a full court case because that's going to take an extremely long time, but I'm going to talk about what we do know, what we have seen, the evidence that we've seen online. Now, before I get into this, we all need to remind ourselves that we don't know exactly what happened. I don't know exactly what happened. I'm an outsider. I'm a Jonathan Majors fan. I don't know his girlfriend, but I am a Jonathan Majors fan. Matter of fact, his name is Jonathan, so you know I'm a fan. But we should all learn from this because one thing that I'm noticing about the world, society, is that relationships are not lasting, and a lot of relationships that are out to the media are toxic. And these are repetitive issues that I keep seeing. So now, the first thing that we should all try to learn from this situation is that we should vet the person who we are dealing with, especially as a man, because let's be honest now, as a man, you have more of a risk of getting penalized for any abuse. Let's be honest now. Let's be honest. As a woman, you have more security. The government / officials will likely lean towards your side, and there's a reason for that. And let's be honest, women need that protection. Women need more protection compared to men. Let's be honest now. So as a man, as a woman, vet every single person you are dealing with, because you never know how that person will do you. Now, one thing that I've learned about this situation is that Jonathan Majors and his girl were together for 2 years prior to this incident happening. So she didn't just get with him because he was just famous. Oh, he's on Creed, he's King. Oh, that's him. I want to date him. I don't think she was that girl. She was with him when he had a little bit of pop. So he had a little bit of fame, but he wasn't Creed / King famous yet when she was with him. So she basically found the lottery ticket. She got the lottery ticket before she knew it. And don't take that in a negative way when I say lottery ticket. What I mean by that is basically found the man who was destined for success, but she probably didn't know how successful he could have become. Probably saw it in him, but she did it didn't happen yet. That's basically what I'm saying. So don't take that in a negative way. So yeah, long story short, she was with him for 2 years prior to this happening. And one thing that we need to realize is that when you're going into a relationship, you should not ever rush. No matter how good you feel, no matter how exciting you feel, no matter how much this person makes you feel so good, no matter how loving this person is, do not ever rush. Always vet the person you're dealing with. And although he was with her for 2 years, like I said, we don't know exactly how their love life is, how their relationship is. So we don't know how fast they started dating, how long they were courting, they were pursuing each other. We don't know. But one thing I can say is that when issues like this happen, it's because the couple didn't vet each other correctly, or they probably did, and one of them saw the red flags and they said, okay, you know what, I'm willing to deal with this. So first thing, vet the person that you're dealing with and take your time. I'm not saying take an extremely long time, but take your time. See them through their happy phases, see them through their good seasons, and mainly through their bad seasons. That's really the season that you really want to vet. You really want to see how someone is when they're not doing so well in life, when they're mad at you, when you've done something wrong and you apologize to them. See, are they going to hold a burden? Are they going to forget it? Or are they going to accept your mistake and then forgive you for it? Truly vet that person, because some people, they rush into relationships, not vetting the person, seeing how they are during the hard times, but they're getting into a relationship based off the good feelings. So see someone through all the different phases. This may even take a good year before you truly take someone serious, because nowadays Stuff like this happens. You know, this guy literally lost the majority of his success. Let's come on. And honestly, this is a very sad situation. But the second thing that we can learn from this is that you must protect yourself at all costs for both men and women. But in this situation, the man is the one who is facing the most penalty. Let's be honest. We don't know his girl like that, but we can say Jonathan Majors is more successful and he's probably lost more compared to her. So he was basically the person who was penalized the most. And she did and by the way, his girl did get arrested for her abuse. So she was physically abusive towards him. She did hit him. Yeah, I don't know exactly. Like I said, we don't know exactly what happened, but she was abusive towards him physically and verbally. If someone is physically abusive, I can only imagine that they're verbally abusive too. So I'm gonna guess and say she was probably verbally abusive. Let's be honest now. Let's think like humans. Let's use some critical thinking skills. So she probably was verbally abusive, and you must protect yourself as a man. So there are several ways to do this. One, have receipts. So when you're talking to someone, let's say you want to get intimate with them, make sure you get consent. Get them to text you. Make sure you have that with you because, like I said, we never know how people are going to be. Make sure you get cameras around your house because in this situation, it seems as if they were being physically abused. Well, she was being physically abusive towards him, and we only saw the video of her beating on him in the car. And the driver of the car testified and admitted she was beating on him. So make sure you have cameras around your area, and those are two of the best ways to protect yourself as a man: having receipts, text message receipts, and also video cameras around you. As a woman, how can you protect yourself? Number one, I highly encourage every woman to purchase stuff that can protect them. It can be spray to pepper spray people in their eyes. It can be a taser. And it can also be a lethal or a non-lethal firearm. Yes, because look, I'm not a woman, but one thing that I do know is women are just the less dominant gender. Let's be for real. So they need the most protection. So I think women should carry something to protect them at all times, because it's crazy out here. And there are some men who shouldn't be in the public, just out here, just doing whatever they want. So if you're a woman, make sure you have something to protect you at all costs. And also keep receipts on you. When you're texting a guy, vetting the guy, making sure he's not a weirdo, he's not out to get you, So protect yourself. That's the second thing that we can all learn from this. The third thing that we can all learn from this is to look at the person who we're dealing with, the person who we're pursuing around others. Pay attention to how they treat others, because one thing that I've noticed about some relationships is some people get into relationships based off how the other makes them feel. They've only seen the good side of them, how happy that person makes you feel, but they don't see the negative side of that person. They don't see how they treat the people who they don't love. We don't see how they treat people who they can't gain something from. We never see that. And as human beings, I am open enough to say we are all opportunistic. And as an adult, you need to truly accept the fact that as human beings, we are all opportunistic. Yes, even me, myself, I'm opportunistic. So I will seek for opportunities. Now, I'm not opportunistic in a malicious way, but there are some people like that. So that's why I feel like we should all vet the person who we're dealing with, see how they are around other people, because we're getting a good side of them. Oh, I love you. You are the one for me. You're my twin flame. That's who we're getting, but we're not getting oh, I don't need you. Oh, like, who are you? We're not getting that side. So vet to see how they are around other people. See Does this person take accountability when they're in the wrong? Does this person apologize when they're in the wrong? Does this person admit to their wrongdoings? Is this person manipulative? Because everyone has the ability to manipulate others, but there are some people who are more manipulative to others. So vet to see how manipulative this person is. Look at how they are around others. Look at how they treat their family members. Look at how their family members treat them. Matter of fact, I truly believe one of the best ways to truly find out who your partner is or the person who you're dealing with is to see how they are around others. Because you would be surprised. When you don't vet someone, you will probably think, oh, they're this type of person, but no, they're not. Another thing that you really want to vet is seeing if they are openly disrespecting you in front of your peers, if they're openly verbally or physically abusive in public to you or in private. That's the main thing. Any gender, by the way, man or woman, if someone is physically abusive towards you, you never, ever, you hear me? Never, ever stick with that person. Physical abuse is one of the main things that you can never, ever just disregard, because that's toxicity in itself as a man or as a woman. Because just having that power to just, whatever it is, hitting, pushing, it takes a lot to get that out of someone. And I'm a man. I'm not here to toot my own horn, but I'm going to be honest right now. I truly believe I have more aggression than most men. And this is not me trying to toot my horn saying, oh, I have a lot of testosterone. No, I know who I am. If you watch some of my videos, you can kind of see, he does seem kind of very, that's what I'm saying. And for me to physically put my hand on someone, it's gonna take a lot out of me. One, I probably have more self-control than others, but I'm just trying to think. For me to do that, it has to be in me to just do that. It takes a lot for me to truly come at someone. I'm gonna be honest. So vet that person, see how they are around others. And the last thing that I want to add on about this situation is that we can't truly make this a race thing, although we can use, because I've been seeing stuff about how people are saying, oh, it's because she's a white woman and he's a black man. Now, and I'm not saying that's the issue. Like I said, we don't know exactly what happened. We don't know how their relationship dynamics is. So I'm not saying that's not the issue. What I'm saying is we cannot say, oh, it's because she's just a white woman, he's a black man, because believe it or not, every single race, every single ethnic background has toxic people. So we can't just say, oh, it's because they're different races. And I'm not saying that's the case. I'm going to say it one more time. I'm not saying that's the case, because who knows? That could be the case. She probably saw, oh, it's time for me. This is the opportunity for me to take my shot. We never know. As outsiders, we never know. But from what we've seen, the evidence that we've seen, we can kind of conclude some things together and put some pieces together and say, okay, this is how we can dissect this and how can we learn. So that's why I'm recording this video, to learn from the situation and to share my knowledge. So we can't, this is a race thing, because everyone has the capability of doing this. As a human being, you as an adult, you should be able to admit that anyone has the capability of doing you harm. Anyone, no matter who they are. If you're in love with someone, if you're in a relationship with someone, you need to understand that that person has the capability of doing the unspeakable to you. Yes, once you can truly conceptualize that, you are one step closer to an adult, to adulthood realization. And I mean it, because I am capable of doing harm. Will I do it? No. There's certain things that I will never do. And I hope to never, ever be put in a situation where I potentially would have to do. But realize, as human beings, we have the capability of doing horrible, horrible things. Now, those are some of the things that we can learn from this situation. Number one, vet the person that you're with. Number two, protect yourself at all costs. Receipts, cameras, text messages. videos, whatever. Another thing, the third I meant is watch the person that you are dealing with around others. See how they are around other people, because you're probably getting the loving side of them, but you're not getting the I don't need you side from them. And the last thing, understand that everyone has the capability of doing harm to you. So those are the four things that we can learn from the situation. Now, like I said, I don't know how their relationship was like, but I do see the evidence that was posted online. And one thing that I can conclude is that this relationship was toxic, extremely toxic. There was a video online of Jonathan Majors running away from his girl. So long story short, they were in a car. And like I said, I can't truly just break down the entire case because it's going to take a long time. But the video was of his girlfriend beating on him because she saw something on his phone and he took it away from her. They stepped out the car. The driver, I guess, was trying to kick them out the car. So he stepped out the car and I guess he picked her up and he put her back inside the car. And he kind of did it in an aggressive way. And then afterwards, he just started running. He started running and she started chasing him. The fact that she started chasing him says, oh man, you know, he wasn't totally in the wrong. That means that she would do something to him or she was chasing him for something. That should tell you that she's not the victim, because I believe they both had wrongdoings in the relationship. But, you know, from the looks of it, and let's be honest, women typically need more protection. So we're always going to lean in towards protecting the woman. Let's be honest, we're always going to lean in towards protecting the woman because they need the most protection. So so some people are looking at it as if like, oh, she's kind of like a damsel in distress. He was abusive towards her. But in reality, I don't think that's the situation. I think the driver himself testified that she physically abused him. So she was chasing, meaning like he was pretty much the victim in that situation. And the fact that it was stated that she was the victim, like he was abusing her, but she had the courage to chase him, like should tell you, okay, you know what? She really wasn't a victim, because as a victim, let's be honest, why would you chase someone that, you know, is to me, it doesn't register. And like I said, we don't know exactly what happened. So from all this evidence, we can truly say she truly wasn't a victim, but they were in a toxic relationship. And look at what happened now. A man who was building a successful legacy and a woman who was chasing love or whatever she was chasing, their lives has all officially changed. The trajectory of their lives has officially changed. And I just hope the best for Jonathan Majors, because, man, this downfall is just horrible. And I truly believe he can pick it back up, because I've watched some interviews about him. I've listened to his interviews on how he grew up and stuff, and he seems like a hard worker. So I believe he can pick himself back up. You know, Marvel's, Disney, they fired him. Just listen to that. They fired him. Guy literally set his life up. And now it's going down the toilet. Now, I'm not saying his entire life is going downhill, but he can definitely pick this back up. He can use his downfall to come back up, because, you know, he still has supporters. I'm still a Jonathan Majors supporter. And I don't think that issue should have escalated. Let's be honest. If you truly look at the court cases, I don't even think anyone would think it was okay for this case to escalate that far. Yes, they were in a toxic. If anything, they should have just broken up, because it shouldn't have escalated that far to the point where the man got fired from his role as Kang. Now, I believe he still has his Creed role. I believe so. Let's just hope he keeps that role. But it shouldn't have escalated to that point, because, you know, he was literally setting a trend. He was literally out here doing big things. So let's hope the best for him, and let's just hope he keeps his sane. I believe he's dating Megan Good. I hope she provides peace / comfort to improve his life, and I hope he's also improving her life. I meant. So let's just hope the best for him. But man, this is something to definitely learn from. But mainly vet the person that you are dealing with. So that's the main thing, really. Vet the person that you're dealing with, because you just never know. And don't rush things. But anyways, I'm Jonathan Panda. Thank you for tuning in. If you found this video interesting, you learned, I would appreciate it if you give this video a like, and also leave a comment down below on what you found interesting and your point, your takes. Let me know about your opinion, because I would like to know from your opinion. I would like to know from others. Anyways, I'm Jonathan Panda. Subscribe so that way you don't have to search for my videos. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.